What is up, my dudes? It's Pacman here, and today I'm bringing you guys another brand new episode of Anaylsis, the show where I take your footage and show you where to best improve. Okay, so today we're looking at my man, Steward558. Yeah, sorry if I murdered that name, but it's SJ, you never know. Is it Swedish? Is it S-Jord? Who knows? But anyway, playing at Plat 3 with a bunch of his mates. You kind of all play around the same skill level around that Plat 3. It's on console, by the way. It's a PS4 player. They just really want to know, it's him specifically that sent in the footage. He really wants to know what he can do to make that next step, right? To move from Plat 3 to Plat 2. Because he feels that like he can kind of consistently stay in Plat 3, but always gets dumpstered when he comes up against, stacks that have previously been a diamond, or stacks that are, a couple of Plat 1s, or whatever it is, just a higher rank stack. And I completely understand where you're coming from, man. Like, it's a common thing. A lot of people, I feel like there's a bigger jump between Plat 3 and Plat 2 than there is Plat 2 to Plat 1. Right, because Plat 3 you're still just coming out of gold, right? Whereas Plat 2, you're well and truly out of that bracket. Okay, so hopefully I can show you, some things that I'm gonna pick up, some things that I can see which might damage you against better players. Maybe not necessarily what's in this match, just the usual, boys. And just a really quick announcement, guys. I will be starting streaming most days. I haven't got a schedule lined up just yet, but I'll be streaming most days live on Twitch as of next week. So if you haven't already, excuse me, please be sure to follow me. The link is in the description below. I'm going to be streaming 5-6 days of the week. My stream PC is sitting there right beside me. It's set up, good to go. I just need to get my new desk. And yeah, I'm really, really excited. It's going to be tons of fun. We're going to be doing some live Anaylsis. We're going to be doing some live push for platinum and other things like that. So be sure to go and follow. But without wasting too much time, let's get straight into it, boys.
Check the bombs.
Oh, immediately, you can just tell it's console. Ugh. I feel for you guys, man. This is not pretty. Like, I imagine that's you turning your brightness up as well, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're playing on bank. We got the Wamai. So you got the shield down. So I imagine you're going to be trying to hold dirt potentially. You're going for the blue hatch. Not a bad play. When you're playing something like that, right? So just straight off the bat, when you're playing. So when you're playing the Wamai, let me even just rewind it just ever so slightly. So what you want to be doing, if you're going to be playing that Wamai downstairs, right? So we've got a Jaeger here. That's going to come in useful. There's 2 points of entry, right? There's 2 main points of entry anyway. So you obviously have blue hatch right there, and then you've got dirt down there. So, sorry, blue stairs right here and dirt down there. They can also open the hatch, but, there's ways around that. You can kaid that maybe, or different things like that. But for the most part, the 2 places you have to really be aware of is, someone pushing down blue stairs and then someone coming down dirt. So if you're holding dirt with a Wamai and a shield, perfect, right? You probably want an ADS there as well, so maybe 1 ADS down there, just outside of dirt to catch the first 2 concussions, and then you also want a shield sitting at the top of blue right here. Right, so imagine that's a deployable shield, and then you want a couple of ADSs. You want to put it just off the wall. You don't want to sit it here because you can't defend it with ADSs, and it's what's going to be keeping you alive. So you want to pull it just slightly further back, and then a couple of ADSs on this close wall here, right? So that's going to be able to protect someone playing. It works best if it's a smoke or a warden or something like that. That can survive flashbangs and different things like that. But just basically a smoke player or a shotgun player defending the push through blue, and then you can protect dirty from behind servers. Okay, so that's usually how you'd set it up for the most part. But let's see how you guys go.
Razor wire going up. Camera activated. 10 seconds. Impact. 5 seconds.
And so just to let you know as well, one thing you guys need to be aware of when you're playing Wamai, right? So you're putting that right there. So if they throw a flashbang and that flashbang gets caught by that Wamai, it's still going to go off. That's the thing with Wamai, yeah? It's still going to go off. So if that's still in your vision, you'll still get flashed. So I know that if that's catching like a Sophia pellet, that's all the better. It's going to explode there and not really make a difference. But just be aware of that with your magnet placements, yeah? Looks like you've noticed. You're leaving it. I'd leave it too. Okay, it looks like you're about to have some action in dirt. And it looks like there's the Legions potentially playing that blue spot that we spoke about. He's not playing it as safely. If he's just sitting there with a Legion mine and an SMG, it's not as powerful as shields with. You want to be taking out that drone there as well, bro. 100% is right behind you. but it's not as powerful as that with a shotgun. Okay, quick peek out. First will I. See what I mean? It's exactly what I was actually just talking about. It's still gonna go off, so you need to make sure that yeah, it's savable. Ooh, that's not gonna actually affect you. All right, and now here, I know I always speak about it, but potentially, unless you're about to fall off, potentially the better way to hold this angle right now would be to be leaning this way, right? So to be leaning this way, imagine that's your crosshair placement right there, and then you basically use this to keep your body as small as possible and play the server rack. So you can just hold a much tighter angle onto that exact spot that you're holding. You'll actually have a deeper line of sight. You'll be able to see them first. So that's how I'd be holding this particular position. But let's keep going. There also comes a point, it doesn't have to be right now, but what I might be doing at this point is I might be just re-peeking where the shield is and just letting off a couple of bullets and then stepping back in. Or do what you just do now and fall off. Right, I'd be falling further back than that though, because that's kind of the same thing. Maybe play behind the bum. Hold a tight angle behind the bum. Nice shots, nice shots. Oh. Okay, so you've rotated out. It's a 4v3. Okay, the Ash is in dirt, it's in server, dirtways. That Legion's trapped. You can try and help him. I'd maybe just hold a crossfire like this. Again, I'd be probably holding something a little bit tighter, a little bit harder for them to just, you know, swing and pre-fire you. Potentially, but I like, yeah, maybe something like that. You can just give him the call when he knows when there's someone below. But that Legion's in a bad spot. Nice touch. So they don't have, so just so that you guys know, oh my god, what on earth? Just so that you guys know as well, the position that the Wamai's holding, my man Stewart is holding right now, it's okay. I wouldn't recommend ever actually playing anyone in this room, to be honest, because mainly, and as well, like, what I'm trying to say about the reason that you might get done by players that have previously, you know, played at a higher rank or are playing at a higher rank or smurfing or something like that, right, is because for the most part, the hatch above you is going to be taken out, right? So you're not usually going to be able to play in a position like this. For now, you can, but yeah, you are still playing it relatively aggressive. You get the headshot. It's a nice shot. Oh! My man Stewart! My man Stewart, you better be using a controller, bro. I won't be happy. No, nice shots. And look, I understand that as well, right? Because there was a point where I played a lot of Call of Duty. I played competitive Call of Duty, and I was pretty nasty. Like, I was pretty good. I still, like, to this day, could pick up a Call of Duty, a PS4 controller, and play it pretty well. You know, I've never played Siege, though. I've never played Siege, but I've played a lot of Call of Duty. So I know that you can be good on a controller. You can be better than what people think you can be. But yeah, I'm super nervous and super skeptical about doing any kind of, like, higher ranked console gameplay just purely because of Zims, right? It freaks me out. Okay, round 2, we're on the castle. Going for the bulletproof, potentially. So, you guys are playing on first floor. Not a bad idea, because you're not exposed to the windows. I think second floor is probably the better side, though, potentially. Potentially. I guess whatever you're comfortable playing, though. Okay, so you're castling yourself in. You're likely going to be holding from sight, I imagine. Oh my god, yeah, that's a controller if I've ever seen one. I like it. So your bulletproof still ain't down, which is a little bit of an issue. When in doubt, guys, like in a situation like this where you have your bulletproof and you haven't had the chance to kind of put it down in a more optimal position, yeah, this is what I was going to recommend. Potentially just put it down on sight, right? If you're kind of trapped into sight, at that point it's still better down than not down. Still better down than in your pocket. Okay. Beating up the printer. What do you got against printers, bro? Nice, wasting a bit of time. So potentially get on cams rather than doing this. Yeah, like this sort of stuff, bro. It doesn't do anything. You know, you don't need me to tell you that, but like it doesn't really do anything positive. it would be much more beneficial to the entire team if you were flicking through cams. If you're going to dedicate yourself to site and they are not pushing site straight away, you should be on cam. Same with this bandit. One of you, at least one of you, should be flicking through cams and trying to give your teammates upstairs, the vigil and stuff, the information that they need to actually roam efficiently, right? Because if you can give them a call out, man, that could be the difference between life and death. They've come in clutch though, 4v2. They're playing it well. They're starting to pre-fire. Again, not an overly efficient way to use your time, but I get it. Tell you what, prove me wrong while we're in a bit of a down patch, but movement is better on console. Prove me wrong. Not necessarily. See, that's a weird thing. It's not necessarily siege, like as in, you know, you're leaning and stuff like that. Your movement on PC is going to be better, but general like movement, general like running around and movement is better because you got that 360 degree, you know, axis. Whereas keyboard and mouse, you got 4 buttons, like forward, like we got forward, backwards, left, and right. And yeah, you use your mouse to kind of keep you on that 360 axis, but that yeah, that joystick is nice for your movement. But yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, it's 26 seconds, dude. I would definitely be getting involved. I would, like, you know, I don't really know what to say about this. Like, you want to be involved in these situations. You know, 15 seconds, you're not really holding anything. Now you are. Now you've decided. A little bit late, though. It's 2v2 now. This round is almost being thrown. Missed the shot. Probably planting at the doorway. Yeah, bomb down. Let's see what you got now. The Valk's on the flank. And there you go. So that's why it's super important. There's basically 3 minutes of the round. You're just, and especially when it comes down to this point, right? 50 seconds left, and you're just punching the wall. They're literally in gunfights. They're in gunfights over there. I don't know if you're thinking I'm going to try and stay alive, or if you're going to try and, you know, wait for the last little push, but even if you're waiting for the last push, you're not. Like they're fighting right outside of sight. They're literally on sight. And then you hold an angle that is unlikely that someone's going to jump in that window. They might, but like, it's unlikely. He goes down. Bada bing, bada boom, you lose the round. So, you know, I'm not going to go in and try and coach that. I'm just going to say what you did was wrong. You got to be more involved in the round. Okay? Okay, round 3. Looks like we're running back the first floor. Playing the Frost this time, though. Again, this is like another, you know, another thing to mention is that when you, again, maybe playing against, I don't know what rank this is right now. You said you were Platinum 3, right? So at this match, I assume this is a Plat 3 match. But maybe in this rank, you know, Frost might still be efficient. But once you should be, I would have thought Plat 3 and on, like Frost mats just are far less viable. Far less viable. They just really don't do a whole lot. Yeah, like there's very, very few small positions on the map that you can potentially get a frag from. But even things like this, like holding a peak like this, like I spawn peak, right? But just to finish off with Frost mats, Frost isn't great. You'd be much better off like, look, you don't even have a Jaeger. So there's no Jaeger, there's no wall denial, there's no bandit, there's no Wamai, there's no smoke, there's no mute, there's no drone denial. Like all of them ups. Valk is the only one Valk and Vigil. The only ones that I recommend. Maybe Doc, yeah. But like this specifically, nah. This, nah. So a lot of it does come down to up selection and rounds. And like, you know, that's going to depend on what map you're playing, what site you're playing on. But you're definitely going to want to mute. You're definitely going to want a Jaeger, I would say anyway. Or smoke to stop that plant. And even, sorry, just to clarify on this. So rather than have this head height angle here, that people will strafe into. When they strafe, it's going to be at head height. That's just how people's crosshair placements work. And they're going to have peeker's advantage, come around the corner and go boop, and you'll be done, right? So they'll go like this. This will be, I'll draw it. This is it. It will be, can you even see that? That's Pac-Man. And then you be no more. But what you might be better off doing is, instead of opening up that, like there, open up, so crouch down and hit like here on the barricade, right? So these two barricades will black out, will cross out, or a little bit further down. I can't really see where the window ledge, yeah, that should be about right. And then just, there'll be basically be a pixel peek from here, right? Just like this little tiny pixel peek that's off angle, and you can just lean and look at it from here. That's a stronger peek than what you're doing here. You're begging to be pre-fired. Still got the 2 reinforcements, 1 frost map, 1 shield. No utility placement. I can see why you get beaten by stronger teams. And so there was 2 things as well that I kind of mentioned. Whoa, there's 2 things I kind of mentioned during most times I coach console guys. Like, I'm not really going to talk too deeply on mechanics because, yeah, I do not know really what good and bad mechanics are on console. To an extent, you know, like you can kind of tell. Like, you can tell that you're a pretty good shot for a console player, for sure. It looked like it anyway. And I'm also not going to talk about communication because I know that console works very differently than, you know, PC. PC, we have game chat, so you just pop in game chat or you can type or whatever if you want. But on console, a lot of it's done on party, so people don't sit in game chat. So I do understand that, so I'm not going to comment on that. Obviously, because there's no communication in this game. Okay, so it's a 3v4. The enemy team isn't going for verticality. And the thing with, so on this site specifically, a shield isn't actually great. Just because, and neither would, you know, frost mats under these windows or anything like that. They wouldn't be fantastic just because it's all breachable. All of this ceiling here is all completely breachable, right? So you can sledge it, you can soft breach it. And this will be a common place where you're sitting right now, where people would open up above to cut off the little the doorway, right? To cut off rotation. That's why you open up a second rotation over here in this corner or something like that. You'd open up a second rotation somewhere around there, so that if one gets cut off, you can use the other. But that's why, like, a shield like this isn't overly powerful. It's a weird site. It's why it's not a fantastic site. You really need to have strong presence upstairs, and when that presence dies, you need people to kind of re-wrap and rotate back upstairs on a site like this, because it's just the whole ceiling's breachable. Okay, so the Monty's in. So I like what you're doing there. For anyone that doesn't know, the reason he's not looking at the Monty directly is because he's not really in threat. He's more in threat of a Monty, someone swinging, right, as well. But I would be very, very careful of what you're doing right here, sitting right here with this Monty that has got his eyes trained on you. Because you know for a fact, like, the one thing that this Monty is doing, for a fact, I'm not even saying like potentially, I'm saying for a fact, what the Monty is doing is he is bing, 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 right here beside the shield, bing, 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 bing. All it's going to take is like right on ping, right on ping. So that's why with a Monty, when you're looking at a Monty, you need to be kind of moving and stuff like that to avoid a cheeky Ash doing this. I'll do the before and after. So this is the first Ash. This is the first bit of Ash you see. Let's give it like long hair. All right. The first Ash you see is like that, and then the second Ash you see is like this. Is that? No, hang on. I don't want to make it dead. Let's try that one more time. It's more like this. Make her head bigger. She's like angry. Yeah. And she's crouching this time. And she's about to shoot you. So you see the Ash. Let's give her some hair again. That's what's going to happen, right? So this into this. She's going to swing the corner. I just spent way too long drawing them. She's going to swing the corner. And she's going to pre-fire the hell out of you, right? And you're going to be dead. So you got to be very cautious about how stagnant you are. If you're standing still the whole time. Because you are leaving yourself open to a pre-fire like that. Okay? Just to let you guys know, don't drop your shield as a Monty when you're on site like that with 2 or 3 guns looking at you. Far more valuable alive. There's a reason that sometimes, or a lot of the time, there's 1 Monty, versus 2 players, because the Monty should really be the last alive. Okay, the Ash is pushed up close. Oh, poor Ash. That was her. Alright, so at this point, I'd be having a quick peek, maybe like something like that, and then I'd start to debate out the diffuser. Stick if you want. Probably get downed.
One friendly remaining.
The Lion made a mistake of pushing into the site. I guess he was kind of being held, but the Vigil did well to pick it up. So that post plant is sort of what you do. You back yourself up, try and make yourself as hard as possible to hit. You wouldn't just start defusing standing on the bomb there where you're open to the door frame. So you make the player have to expose themselves wide swing to kind of get you off the bomb. They have no choice. And then hopefully your teammate is there to trade. All right, so well done.
You've located a bomb.
Okay, round 4. We on the ace. Looks like you're going for a garage push potentially. So I'd probably rather see, you know, like you can do a take like this. Maybe I'm a bit biased as well because I never really go for like garage takes. I usually go for like an open area, drone out the map, go through open area, get the hatches open, and then rotate down to blue, go for default plant. That's usually how I play bank basement. I know some people do push garage. I'm not sure what you're doing here. So let's just before, hang on, is that a Legion mine? That's exactly how you're probably getting it called out to you. So let's just have a quick think about this just for a second, right? There's no need to shoot this Legion mine. There really isn't. Look how far out of your way it is. And now let's just have a look at how open you are right now. You're not even close to looking. I get there might be maybe that drone's ahead, droning you through to make sure you're clear, but you got to be very cautious of just kind of sitting idly like this because you're exposed to everything from the end of that to the end of the garage, right? And this Legion mine, like it's that's irrelevant. Like look how far that's right here. For anyone that can't see, Legion mine is about there. Right, like it's not causing anyone any problems. So I would probably just leave that and use, when they say that there's no one up in front, use that timing and use that gap that you have to go and take an aggressive hold into garage, right? So step up further. That's how to better use that information that there's no one there, there's no one looking. So you're crawling up. Got a mirror looking directly on. And so just so that you guys know as well, right? So this mirror, and this is something that's kind of important, right? This mirror might look powerful. So this mirror might look strong and looks like it's going to be, you know, you look at it and go, oh God, I'm not going to push that because there's a mirror there, right? You've got the ace, so you should be able to, you know, pretty much negate it anyway. But why we usually go to open area anyway is because the hatch that sits, I'm trying to draw it in 3D, the hatch that sits directly there in the hallway, once that hatch is opened, we have a Habana, right? Once that hatch is opened, you can shoot that mirror and no one's going to be able to play on it anyway because the hatch is open. They'll have to fall off it. So it's a pretty redundant mirror and it actually ends up almost working against you. Once that hatch is open, which it now is, it actually starts to work against you because it gives the players in garage a line of sight deep into red vault with coverage, right? So with the reinforcement to peek from. So you really want that mirror gone. I don't even do Ace's things even get rid of mirrors? I really wouldn't be too worried about it, bro. So someone's just shot it from above. That's exactly right. So that utility's a little bit wasted. That utility could have been better spent opening up the vault hatch at the back, even if no one plays it whatsoever, just to give them another thing to be afraid of, another thing to be worried about, you know? So you're stepping up. So again, another thing that, like, just to let you know, right? So you're going prone here and you're focusing on this hallway, trying to get a free pick. But if we just rewind just ever so slightly here, right, as you're stepping up, like there, right? Imagine if you're prone right here. So this is what you look like, but obviously character models are quite large in Siege. So what you look like there, look at all of that you're exposed to. You literally, and you can guarantee that there's someone playing back here in Vault somewhere, right? Or there's someone playing back in the other side of Vault that's going to rotate through here. You got to be super aware of the angles that you're exposing yourself to at a given time. And again, like, I can kind of see why, you know, strategies like this work for you. But then you come up against a team that's, you know, played at a decent level, or maybe they've played some competitive before, and they'll smash out for mistakes like this, you know. So the Nomad's gone off, got 2 picks. Maestro's like vault ways, it looks like. You're just going for the frags at this point, no execute, nice shot. And the Legion. So, like, that's well played there, right? But I think what just from looking at your gameplay, bro, the biggest thing that's going to be holding you back, it's not your mechanics. Your mechanics, you look mechanically fine. Like, as far as I can see, you don't. It doesn't look like from the console gameplay that I've watched in the past, you look like you're probably the best mechanical player that I've coached. I haven't coached that many, so don't get too big for your boots. But like, you look like you're doing fine in the mechanics area. It's mainly your sense. You're not thinking too clearly about what's the right move and what's the wrong move. And unfortunately, that part takes time. But the more time you spend playing against players that are of better quality, the better that you're going to get. You're only ever as good as the people that you play against, the people you lose to, right? So don't be afraid of getting smashed on by these teams, because that's what's going to take you and your buddies, that's what's going to take you guys to the next level. Potentially even look at, if you've got a Sunday where you're all just chilling, potentially look at hopping into the Go 4 or something like that. Make it a little routine. Say on Sundays we want to play in the Go 4. If you got time, obviously you're not always going to, but that's a way that you're going to be able to be exposed to better teams and better players. Right, and then by dying to them, and by doing something like that, like moving up here, or doing a solo push through garage. I don't know if there was two. That's a weird looking human. But by moving up there and dying to something like that, you'll understand. You'll be like, God, okay, so next time I'm not gonna do that. If I'm opening up garage, I'm gonna use it primarily to just hold down this vault angle, right? Because that's what you should really be using that to. You should be using, if there was two of you guys, one should be potentially here, like holding down this angle so no one can push vault, so that your teammates have a much freer plant over in this bomb site here, this bomb site. So it's much easier to get a plant off, because they can't deny it from that vault hallway. But these are things that you'll only be able to learn as you get taught what is right and what is wrong, and you're going to need to play better players and lose to understand that. Okay, match point. So you're playing from up top. Not sure what you're doing here. Feels like you're begging to be spawn peeked. Maybe peeked out. So they're playing on first floor, is it? Bandit gets one. So are they... I can't even tell. No, they're first floor. So you're just cutting off the rotation upstairs, seeing if you can get a pick. So, not a whole lot of droning going on either. Like, I know you didn't really drone at all in that first round, but it looked like there was people droning for you. Maybe that's the position that you play on the team. But I would hope that someone in your team is droning out here, and that you're not just kind of holding this for no reason. Again, you're kind of preying on the enemy team to make mistakes, and you will come up against, like, that's what, again, not to keep bringing it back to it, but why you lose to stronger teams and you can beat lower teams and always stay in that low plat area, is because in gold and in plat, low plat, very low plat, people will make mistakes and they'll throw their lives away unintentionally, right? They'll just make mistakes. But in higher level gameplay, it's a minute 30 into the round right now, and no one's exposed themselves to you. They're not going to, right? The only thing you're going to get exposed to is someone quick peeking out and doming you. Like, that's really all that you're going to get given there. So rather than looking for people to give you free kills, go out there and make your kills. So, drone more. Work towards an objective. Say, what are we going to do here? Okay, boys, what we're doing is we're going to drone out top floor, and you wouldn't do it from this side. Like, what you'd very likely do, you could have one player, maybe you're that player, that's cutting off banana, or cutting off the rotate out of top floor, to just try and pick them off as you're pushing them. But you'd spawn an alley access and just drone through upstairs, lock off the flanks, right, and then start opening the site from above, and then work a plant in either archives or tellers. Like, go for a plant on either site, whatever one that you're forcing them into. There's a couple of executes you can learn. Maybe something like that, but working towards an objective like that is far more beneficial than doing something along these lines, right? Because now the time's starting to tick away. We're basically, it's 4v4, but yeah, no further, no closer to winning the round. Jaeger takes out one of your buddies. Looks like you boys are about to start forcing onto site. You're still cautious of someone upstairs. This could have been sorted earlier in the round by droning and clearing. Looks like you are going for the execute now, though, with the bush. The Ash has just ran in, done our Ash thing. So hopefully, I would like to see, so even, I'm sure you might already have it, but I'd like to see this drone, right? So this spare drone that you've got here, I would love for that to be used as a flank watch. So to have one drone way over there in the hallway, that's just watching the open area flank, because you're all looking down this one barrel, watching the open area flank, and then maybe another one of your teammates' drones or your second drone upstairs in the corner by the elevators, watching the main stairs and the skylight flank, right? Because that there, you got 2 people, flanks covered, done. Right, you don't need to worry about it. You can just really focus on forcing through, not be aware of the flanks, like that. I'll be aware of the flanks. Nice shots, though. Nice shots. Again, I think that's what's kind of holding you up, is your ability to actually frag. It's 10 seconds, you're about to start forcing. Nice shot. You get the job done. Yeah, so look, realistically, that's probably all we got to say about it. Your mechanics are likely what's actually keeping you in these ranks. It's not necessarily your skill, or not your skill, sorry, but your mechanical skill is what's keeping you in. But it's your game sense and it's your thought process that's holding you back. Right, so on attack, you need to be far more structured. If you want to be the fragger that's not droning, do that. But watch my video called How to Attack in Rainbow Six Siege. I'll leave a link down in the description, and try and get some structure to your attacks, just so that it's not so linear, and so that you're not just spending 2.5 minutes outside of the map just holding down an angle that no one's ever going to come to. Because again, it works in certain ranks, but then when you get to a point, people aren't going to be throwing their lives away as willy-nilly, right? So you actually have to work for your kills and work your kills, drone them, push them, and then trap them or catch them rotating, different things like that. But that takes a bit of time. The best thing you and your buds can do, if you really do want to push to Plat 2 and Plat 1 and beyond, best thing that you guys can do is to play against other Plat 2s and Plat 1s, right? And get smashed by people that have played in Diamond before, or, you know, whatever you got to do. That's the best way that you can do it, because imagine if you just consistently played teams of that rank, and then you went back to a rank like this, you would just smoke them. You and your teammates, you'd just go through, you'd be able to run through them, because you'd be like, God, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, let's do this, let's capitalize on that mistake that they're making. But when you don't, when all you do is play in the rank, it's very hard, because you can't even see the mistakes, you can't even see the opportunities. So the fastest way that you're going to be able to see large improvement and to move you boys from consistently Plat 3 to be consistently Plat 2 is to play and learn against other Plat 2s and Plat 1s. Okay, but for attacking rounds, like I said, get a bit of structure. Check out my video down in the description below, and try and work out some roles for you and your buddies. And then on defense, there wasn't anything in particular on the defense. I would say just be more involved in the round. I'd steer away from Frost for the most part. Frost can work. I'm not saying that Frost is just like, I don't play Frost, so I'll just say that right now. I play very little Frost. It's far more based around utility, deployable shields, and holding down sights and holding down angles, right? And I play at Plat 2. I play between Plat 2 and Plat 1, so that's my rank. So it's all about the utility and, holding down areas. But hopefully you can take some of these points on, and, you guys can push through and push forward. Your mechanical skill is going to allow you to get there. It's just about working on the other things now, okay? All right, so best of luck, and keep me updated with the journey, my friend. And for everyone else, thank you very much for sitting through the video. I hope you guys could take a couple of little nuggets of information from this as well. Leave me a comment down in the description below, in the comment section below, about what rank and what platform that you'd like to see next. What do you want to see? Do you want to see a full team? Do you want to see some solo queue, some duo queue? Just let me know down in the description, and I can make it happen for you. And finally, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, please be sure to check the link to my Twitch in the description. I'm going to be streaming most days as of next week. All right, and it would mean the world to me if you guys could come through and say what's up. All right, boys, but without wasting too much of your time, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.